Hey guys, Mook here. Going to talk a little bit about the MMO coming out June 3rd called Wildstar. It is the highly anticipated MMO that is going to take the top spot in the MMO world. It is going to be a pay-to-play game, so $15 monthly subscription. That is the downfall, but if you think about it, $15 is like going to the movies like once nowadays, and you're playing it a lot more. So you're going to get a lot of money, or a lot of bang for your buck, as they put it. So let's go ahead and in this video we're just going to talk about the race class and paths. So there's two, just like World of Warcraft, there's two main ones. You have the Exile and Dominion. The Dominion are the side that goes planet to planet, takes it over, just takes all the nutrients, resources, that kind of thing, and then they destroy it. The Exiles come from those planets that the Dominion's already destroyed, and right now they basically came together and they're going to try to take this newly found world called Nexus, which is untamed, got tons of resources, and they want to take it for themselves. So that's the main focus right now, before the game actually releases, is they want to have the lore go, hey, these two groups, they're fighting over this planet, and that's basically it. So let's go ahead and jump into the different races. On the Exile side, we have the humans. Now the Dominions also have humans. They're called Cassian. So you have the basic human race on both sides. And then you have the furry Aran, which are like rabbit type. They're a rabbit type race. They have the big furry tails. They love trees, nature, that kind of thing. Some people have referred them to as cats too, but they have many different types of ears, so it's kind of hard to tell what they actually would resemble. Then we have the Granok, which are these big rock-type earthly guys and girls that are usually warriors, that kind of thing. So you can, you can play them pretty much. I think you can do warrior, engineer, and medic. Yeah, they're pretty limited compared to other races. But look how giant they are. So they're really played as warriors or engineers most of the time. Medics, I would think female Gronoks. But then we have the Mordesh, which are the outcast version in the Exile group. They came together because they wanted this planet, but no one really knows much about them. They're mysterious. They like to. Everyone knows that they like to experiment on things, their own bodies, biology. So they're really good at scientists, that kind of thing. They can play everything but Esper. And then on the Dominion side, we have the Cassian humans, which for the Cassian and humans, they can do every single class, whereas the other ones are limited. But that's most games are like that. Then we have the Dragons, which the Cassian, they take over each planet and they usually fight the ruler of that planet. And if they win, the race is either invited to join them or not join them. Well, the dragon joined them because they beat the warlord, and they're kind of like the warriors of the Dominion side. They're usually played as stalkers, warriors, that kind of thing, close range combat. Then there's the Chuas. They're the outcasts of the Dominions. The Dominion people, they really don't know much about them other than that they're evil little rodents. They're very genius-like. They like mechanical stuff, so they're played as engineers, magicians, medics, that kind of thing. No really close-range combat things. They don't like to get too close. They're really small, so they kind of get crushed, especially against the Granok. So, but they don't have a male and female, if you notice that. No one really knows what kind of sex they are, so that's kind of interesting. Then we have the Mikari, which are these giant robot-type race. And they have male and female. So you can customize them pretty awesome. This girl right here has some really long antennas. So they're pretty cool. They're just the robot type class. They're good at engineers, medics, and close range combat as well. They don't do long range. So let's go ahead and go into the classes you can play. So we've already talked about close range warriors. Basic warrior class, you can tank, you can DPS, but you're not. It's not like the other ones where when you're tanking you have to use taunt abilities. Your skills automatically generate taunt as well as your talent points. So you can just use your normal skills without actually having to do taunt skills usually. And then you have the engineer, which can also be played as a DPS tank class. You have 3 robots, so it's really cool. It's interesting. It's a little bit different. It's not like Guild Wars, you have like turrets or anything like that. You have these 3 bots that follow you around. They're like cartoon-like too, so it's cool. And then you have the espers. Let me go ahead and switch to Cassian so you can kind of see in the background here. The espers are like these. They use psychological warfare type thing. So you see this side blade right here. It's not an actual blade. It's like a fake blade that they portray to their enemy, and it attacks them. So they use their psychic abilities to attack people. It's pretty cool. It's basically a mage long-range DPS, but you have to stand still to cast most of their skills. So if you don't like mobile classes where you have to move a lot, this is for you. If you want to move a lot, then I suggest Spellslinger, which we'll get to. Then there's Medic. Medics in this game are different than traditional healers. Placement is everything in this game. It's not like, oh, well, this is where you're going to go at this point in time in the fight. You never know where you're going to have to go, and everything is telegraphed, even your heals. So if you place them down on the ground, you better make sure it counts, because if you place just a little too far to the left, a little too far to the right, you may miss someone in a heal, and it's going to count big time, especially in boss fights. So there's really no tab target, single target heals. You have to place them on the ground. But good thing is you actually get to do damage in this game while you're healing, so it's not like you're limited to a lot of the skills. When you do damage, you heal as well, so you can do some damage as a medic. Which medics are actually really good in PvP. If you like PvP, I suggest playing a medic too. Now we have the Stalker, the traditional type rogue player. Draken are usually, like I said, Draken are usually played as a rogue. But you see the claws back here. They usually have blades or claws, but they're on both hands, which is cool. But they can go stealth. That's one of their main things. They go stealth. So they're the traditional close range, high DPS class. So if you like that kind of thing, that's for you. And then last we have Spellslinger, which you see 2 weapons back here. Spellslingers get 2 guns. You get a pew pew everywhere, you know, shoot things. They're very mobile. You have gateway, teleports you, stuns people, you know. You have snares, stuns. They're really cool. So if you like to be mobile the whole time, you get bored really easy with those sit and stay type classes like the Esper, then Spellslinger's for you. Let's go ahead and go on to paths. This is the last thing we're going to talk about, is starting with the soldiers. So you have the warriors, which are really good soldiers. Stalkers are pretty good soldiers. Basically, it makes you tankier. It's good for heavy combat missions, that kind of thing, if you're reading the side. At the beginning, you get mini missions, and throughout the game, actually, you get mini missions to attack waves and waves of enemies at certain locations, depending on where you are. And that's basically what you do. You're just battling. If you like to fight things, that's for you. Now we have Settler. Settlers are real cool. You collect items around Nexus, and you get to build stuff. That's basically what you are. You're a builder. You settle on the world Nexus. So you, in early game, you'll notice really easily that settlers are really good for buffs. They have the buffs that you can build. So you collect stuff, you build buffs. Everyone can use them. They're free. They don't cost. So instead of saying, "Hey, I'll pay you 100 gold for a buff," in order for them to buff themselves, they place it down on the ground. So it kind of takes away that profit for them, which is kind of sucky. But at the same time, it makes it fair for everyone. That way they don't have to ask for buffs. They're on the ground. Now the bad thing about that is if you don't have a settler in your group, you won't have those buffs. So I suggest having at least 1 settler, possibly 2. Then we have the scientists. So if you like lore, if you're big into lore, finding secrets, secret layers, that kind of thing, this is good for you. Basically, you go around, you scan biology, plants, creatures, and it tells you about it. There's backstory behind everything. You can pretty much scan everything. The only bad thing is sometimes that thing might try to kill you. So if you're into like the kind of mysterious lore type feel, it's good for you. You never know if it's going to heal you, attack you. It's pretty cool. Then we have the explorers, the last one. It's exactly what it sounds like. You basically explore Nexus. You jump up trees, get to hard to reach places that other classes might not get to go to. So you can go in tunnels. You can find secret underground caverns, that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. So if you just like running around and finding new stuff randomly throughout the world, and finding the secrets that the creators of the game put in there, that's for you. That's pretty much it. We won't get into customization in this video either. I just want to let you guys know the different races, class, and pass, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks.